No, the views and opinions expressed during RealBlackTalk.com do not necessarily reflect those of the staff and management of CCTV, the Cambridge, the community, the television, anybody else. The views and opinions expressed are of those who are talking. So if I'm talking, then they're my views and opinions. Hold me responsible.
You know, just joining us, this is MaximizingProgress.tv, formerly known as HighTechFever.tv. I'm your host, Joe Sponson. My guest today, Sean Broderick, is the Executive Director of Techstars Cambridge.
Good evening. Welcome to Crime Time. I'm Frank Pasquarello, Public Information Officer for the Cambridge Police Department. Nice to have everyone watch from 6:30 to 7 p.m., the most popular show on.
Good evening, Cambridge. It's Thursday, it's 8:30 o'clock, and it's Good Evening Cambridge on. Alrighty, are you ready for the show today? Because I am. So it's our 18th episode of the show, which one I'm very happy about, and thank you CCTV very much for letting me be here in front of you every week, and yep, today is Thursday, October 15th, 2015, and I have a great show for you tonight. I will be talking about events, which one will be in Cambridge really soon. This weekend, for example, I will tell you about one getaway place, which one I found myself. Not like myself, but I found it online, and I think it's really interesting. I love to travel myself, and I really want you to travel as well. And I will continue to talk about Democratic Party this evening. I will talk about that a little bit later. So let me start from the local news. 1 second, it's gonna play then. Here you go. Why it's always playing? Sorry. Alrighty. So let's take a look on our Facebook page. Here you go. So this is our Facebook page, and I would like to tell you something about history today. So this is your last chance to visit Peabody Museum. I mean, I'm not saying that I don't say it's gonna demolished or something, but so there is an exhibition in Peabody Museum, which one located at Harvard Square. The address is 11 Divinity Avenue in Cambridge. So there is an exhibition, which one is about artistry in weapons across cultures. You can see it here. It's been there for a year, so if you haven't seen it yet, you should probably take a look. The admission will be $12 for an adult and $8 for children. You can visit museum every day from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. And if you have any questions, please call the number right here. It's 617-496-1027. And now let's talk a little bit about the music. If you're a fan of the classic music, so I like it as well. Sometimes when I have a mood, I just listen to the classic music. So for whoever is like, what is wrong with my tongue today? Well, anyway, if you're a fan of the classic music, please visit St. Peter's Episcopal Church on Friday evening, actually tomorrow, There's gonna be a performing of Mozart Treasures Grand Partita. I will show you a link in a second because I already saved it for you, so you can easily locate it everywhere. Here you go. Let's take a look. Oh, come on. Yep, here you go. So, the ensemble features an all-wind band of 12, all performed on instruments from the classic period. This Friday night's performance features 7 movements, which range from playful to introspective. You can hear it from 7:30 till 9 p.m. Tickets are from $12 to $30 in American dollars, so you can purchase them. All right, next I want to tell you about theater. I haven't talked about theater in the history of Cambridge, in Cambridge, in Good Evening Cambridge show history. It's really long because we are being broadcasting since May. So there's going to be an interesting play playing in the place called Oberon, Americans Repertory Theater called Oberon, and I will show you the website of this theater. So here you go. So today, tomorrow, next Thursday, next Friday, for 2 weeks on Thursday and Friday, you can see a play directed by Michael Rowe named Song of the Convalescent Iron Ring, Giving Thanks to the Godhead. It's been inspired by the diary of the show's writer, Michael Yates Crowley. So this play, the Song of the Convalescent Ayn Rand, Giving Thanks to the Godhead, is a true story of philosophy and migraines, complete with digressions of song and dance. This is yet reason to visit a theater this Thursday and this Friday. So let me check how much is the tickets, because it's, I think, I don't remember how much was it. Sorry. Well, anyway, the theater called this Oberon, and it's located on 2 Arrow Street in Cambridge, Massachusetts, and you're more than welcome to visit them. And one more thing what's going on is, actually, the whole family can enjoy that, because here in Massachusetts there is a independent comic expo. It's called Mice. Here you go. All the links is on our Facebook page. I hope in the closest future we'll have the website, but we'll see. Anyway, this October, this weekend in Cambridge, you can enjoy the Mice exhibition. The Massachusetts Independent Comic Expo, or as the cool kids refer to this expo, Mice, is a place where graphic novelists and cartoonists collide for this 2-day event held at Lesley University. It's free admission, it's family friendly, and it's one of the kind and feature independent and alternative comics. Even young readers and enthusiasts can enjoy the expo with workshop designed specifically for kids. You can enjoy it Saturday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. and you can and Sunday from 11 a.m. till 5 p.m. I also will tell you the address. It's University Hall at Lesley University, 1815 Massachusetts Avenue. It's located at Porter Square. And one more event coming to Massachusetts. As all of you know that we have the regatta, and it's gonna be 51st anniversary regatta. I'm sorry, 51st annual head of annual regatta on Charles River. Let me see if I have a link here. A little bit. I will give you a little bit bigger shot. Oh, come on. A bigger shot so you can see all the studio. Alrighty, but let's go back on our Facebook page. Here you go. It was somewhere here. Yep. Here it is. Alrighty, so this is one of everybody's favorite fall traditions is back. It's the 51st annual head of the Charles Regatta. On Saturday and Sunday, the Charles River will be studded with the best crew teams from around the world, and the banks along both sides of the river will be filled with cheering spectators. The two-day competition is a time-honored tradition here in Cambridge, and one definitely worth adding to your calendar this weekend. So you can enjoy the regatta. You can enjoy the regatta this weekend from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. And as all you know, we had actually in September we was talking about presidential candidates for 2016 for 2016 nomination for the president, and this Thursday we had there was a Democratic debates in Las Vegas, and it was broadcasted on CNN, and I would like to show you a little bit of the debate because I think I'm kind of into the politics already, and I'm sure that you are interested in them as well. So let's take a look on the screen because I'm gonna show you a video about Democratic debates. Here you go.
Around the country. Each candidate will get 1 minute to answer questions and 30 seconds for follow-ups and rebuttals. I'll give candidates time to respond if they've been singled out for criticism. Our viewers should know that we have lights that are visible to the candidates to warn them when their time is up. I want the candidates to be able to introduce themselves to our audience. Each candidate will have 2 minutes to introduce themselves. Let's begin with Governor Chapin. Governor?
Thank you, Anderson. Thank you, CNN, and thank you, Facebook, for organizing this debate. Not only will Americans be electing a new president next year, we also will be electing a world leader. Voters should assess the candidate's experience, character, and vision for the future as they make this important decision. I'm the only one running for president that has been a mayor, a United States senator, and a governor. As mayor, I brought labor peace to my city and kept taxes down. I was re-elected 3 times. As a senator, I earned a reputation for courageous votes against the Bush-Cheney tax cuts that favored the wealthy, against the tragedy of the Iraq War, for environmental stewardship, for protection of our civil liberties. I served on the Foreign Relations Committee, and I chaired the Middle East Subcommittee for 4 years. As governor, I came in at the depths of the recession, and we turned my state around. Rhode Island had the biggest drop of the unemployment rate over my 4 budgets of all but one state, happens to be Nevada, where we're having this debate. I'm very proud that over my almost 30 years of public service, I have had no scandals. I've always been honest, I have the courage to take a long-term view, and I've shown good judgment. I have high ethical standards. As we look to the future, I want to address the income inequality, close the gap between the haves and the have-nots. I want to address climate change, a real threat to our planet. And I believe in prosperity through peace. I want to end these wars. I look forward to the discussion ahead. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Governor. Senator Webb, you have 2 minutes.
Thank you. You know, people are disgusted with the way that money has corrupted our political process, intimidating incumbents and empowering Wall Street every day with the turnstile government that we see, and also the power of the financial sector in both parties. They're looking for a leader who understands how the system works, who has not been co-opted by it, and also who has a proven record of accomplishing different things. I have a record of working across the political aisle. I've also spent more than half of my professional life away from politics in the independent world of being an author, a journalist, and a sole proprietor. In government service, I fought and bled for our country in Vietnam as a Marine. I spent years as Assistant Secretary of Defense, Secretary of the Navy in the Reagan administration. In the Senate, I spoke about economic fairness and social justice from day one. I also wrote and passed the best piece of veterans education legislation in history, the post-9/11 GI Bill. I brought criminal justice reform out of the political shadows and into the national discussion. I led what later became called the strategic pivot to Asia, 2 years before President Obama was elected. I know where my loyalties are. My mother grew up in the poverty of East Arkansas, chopping cotton, picking strawberries. 3 of her 7 siblings died in childhood. My wife, Hung, came to this country as a refugee from war-torn Vietnam, learned English, a language that was not spoken at home, and earned her way into Cornell Law School. I have 5 daughters. Amy works with disabled veterans. Sarah is an emergency room nurse. Julia is a massage therapist. Emily and Georgia are still in school. My son Jim fought as an infantry Marine on the bloody streets of Ramadi. You may be sure that in a Webb administration, the highest priority will be the working people who every day go out and make this country stronger at home and who give us the right reputation and security overseas under a common sense foreign policy. Thank you.
Governor O'Malley, you have 2 minutes.
My name is Martin O'Malley, former mayor of Baltimore, former governor of Maryland, a lifelong Democrat, and most importantly, a husband and a father. My wife, Katie, and I have 4 great kids, Grace and Tara, and William and Jack. And like you, there is nothing we wouldn't do to give them healthier and better lives. There are some things that I have learned to do better in life than others. And after 15 years of executive experience, I have learned how to be an effective leader. Whether it was raising the minimum wage, making our public schools the best in America, passing marriage equality, the DREAM Act, and comprehensive gun safety legislation, I have learned how to get things done because I am very clear about my principles. Thanks to President Obama, our country has come a long way since the Wall Street crash of 2008. Our country's doing better. We are creating jobs again. But we elected a president, not a magician. And there is urgent work that needs to be done right now. For there is a deep injustice, an economic injustice that threatens to tear our country apart, and it will not solve itself. Injustice does not solve itself. What I'm talking about is this: our middle class is shrinking. Our poorer families are becoming poorer. And 70% of us are earning the same or less than we were 12 years ago. We need new leadership, and we need action. The sort of action that will actually make wages go up again for all American families. Our economy isn't money, it's people. It's all of our people. And so we must invest in our country and the potential of our kids to make college a debt-free option for all families instead of saddling our kids with a lifetime of crushing debt. And we must square our shoulders to the great challenge of climate change and make this threat our opportunity. The future is what we make of it. We are all in this together. And the question in this election is whether you and I still have the ability to give our kids a better future. I believe we do. That is why I am running for president, and I need your help. Thank you.
Governor O'Malley, thank you very much. Senator Sanders.
Anderson, thank you very much. I think most Americans understand that our country today faces a series of unprecedented crises. The middle class of this country for the last 40 years has been disappearing. Millions of Americans are working longer hours for lower wages, and yet almost all of the new income and wealth being created is going to the top 1%. As a result of this disastrous Citizens United Supreme Court decision, our campaign finance system is corrupt and is undermining American democracy. Millionaires and billionaires are pouring unbelievable sums of money into the political process in order to fund super PACs and to elect candidates who represent their interests, not the interests of working people. Today, the scientific community is virtually unanimous. Climate change is real, it is caused by human activity, and we have a moral responsibility to transform our energy system away from fossil fuel to energy efficiency and sustainable energy and leave this planet a habitable planet for our children and our grandchildren. Today in America, we have more people in jail than any other country on earth. African American youth unemployment is 51%. Hispanic youth unemployment is 36%. It seems to me that instead of building more jails and providing more incarceration, maybe, just maybe, we should be putting money into education and jobs for our kids. What this campaign is about is whether we can mobilize our people to take back our government from a handful of billionaires and create the vibrant democracy we know we can and should have. Thank you.
Secretary Clinton.
Well, thank you, and thanks to everyone for hosting this first of the Democratic debates. I'm Hillary Clinton. I have been proud and privileged to serve as First Lady, as a Senator from New York, and as Secretary of State. I'm the granddaughter of a factory worker and the grandmother of a wonderful one-year-old child. And every day I think about what we need to do to make sure that opportunity is available, not just for her, but for all of our children. I have spent a very long time, my entire adult life, looking for ways to even the odds to help people have a chance to get ahead. And in particular, to find the ways for each child to live up to his or her God-given potential. I've traveled across our country over the last months listening and learning, and I've put forward specific plans about how we're going to create more good-paying jobs by investing in infrastructure and clean energy, by making it possible once again to invest in science and research, and taking the opportunity posed by climate change to grow our economy. At the center of my campaign is how we're going to raise wages. Yes, of course, raise the minimum wage, but we have to do so much more, including finding ways so that companies share profits with the workers who help to make them. And then we have to figure out how we're going to make the tax system a fairer one. Right now, the wealthy pay too little and the middle class pays too much. So I have specific recommendations about how we're going to close those loopholes, make it clear that the wealthy will have to pay their fair share, and have a series of tax cuts for middle class families. And I want to do more to help us balance family and work. I believe in equal pay for equal work for women, but I also believe it's about time we have paid family leave for American families and join the rest of the world. During the course of the evening tonight, I'll have a chance to lay out all of my plans and the work that I've done behind them. But for me, this is about bringing our country together again. And I will do everything I can to heal the divides economically, because there's too much inequality, the racial divides, the continuing discrimination against the LGBT community, so that we will work together. And yes, finally, fathers will be able to say to their daughters, you too can grow up to be president.
Well, very inspirational. But I forgot to tell you about the getaway I promised you. So, by the way, all the links is on the website. I mean, on the Facebook page, so you can always check it. And the rest of the Democratic debates you can actually Google and find it on YouTube. But what I want to tell you that tomorrow you can visit Rockport because they have a 11th annual Rockport New Harvest Fest. Downtown Rockport, they celebrated the features and the best of the season in quintessential coastal New England setting. They offer music, great food, and plenty of activities for families. There is going to be a lot of interesting stuff. You actually can check all the program on the website. The link is at the Facebook page as well. So I want to thank you all for being with me here today, this Thursday evening. Thank you very much. And please send me an email, goodevecamp@gmail.com, and please follow me on Twitter and Facebook to be connected. Have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you next week. Thank you very much. I want to try this one. Yay! See you next week. Bye-bye.